I don't know. I got someone here. Okay. So let me see this. There we go.
I just get over it.
There we go. Okay. All right, here we go.
You good? Okay.
I am. All right, thank you for joining another episode of Black Her Story in the Making. I am your host, your girl Theron, and we have Miss Tina with us today with, as you can see on the shirt, Mom to MILF. So, Miss Tina,
Hey.
tell us a little bit of background story. You know, where you're from, how many kids you have.
All the good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So I am from Palm Beach, Florida.
Mhm.
I was actually, it's a long story, but born in Patterson, New Jersey.
Mhm.
But my parents said it was too cold.
I know that's right. I know that's
yeah,
right.
So I was about 1 year old when they migrated to South Florida, and so I was raised in Palm Beach my whole life. So that's
Okay.
what I claim. But my parents are from Jamaica, and so that's my background. So it's one big melting pot. I migrated to Tallahassee, Florida, back in 2004. Went to Florida State University.
Mhm.
Go Noles! And so I graduated from there with a bachelor's in electronic engineering, electrical engineering. And then I came and worked on base as an electronic engineer. Had never heard of Warner Robins. Got the call during the career fair, and I was like, okay, I'm coming. And so here I am, 14 years now.
I know.
And
It
so,
was Warner Robins, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am. Country. But, this is what my babies love, and I love it to raise a family. It's a good town. 3 kids, 15, 11, and started all over. My baby's about to be 3 in like 2 weeks.
3-year-old, yes.
COVID baby.
Yes.
They put us in the house and said, don't leave. And so here I am. But wouldn't trade it for the world. He's the one that keeps me on my toes. And so now recently I became a supervisor on base. And so still in the engineering field, but now I'm actually having to supervise individuals. So
now what made you go into the engineering field as a woman?
So number one, I always looked up to my brother. My brother's 18 months older than me, and he actually went into engineering.
Okay.
So we kind of followed each other. Went to the same middle school, went to the same high school, turned around, went to the same college, and then he's actually here in Warner Robins now too.
Okay.
And so he was a big inspiration, as well as my uncle. My uncle that I talked to all the time, he went into the field of engineering.
Okay.
And so kind of seeing that, loved math. I was always a big math person. And then I saw that it wasn't big on women. Number one, minorities.
Right, black women, yes.
Man, and then women.
Uh-huh.
So I had both. I was like, hey, I'm a minority and I'm a woman.
Right.
So why not? And yeah, there's a big push for them. As soon as you went to the career fair, everyone's trying to pull you because they like that diversity.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt that it pays well. So,
right.
Yes. I was like, job security, everybody always needs an engineer, and then it was a field that I knew I would like.
Now, how working in the field with mostly men, and mostly you're probably the only female, and they're probably only less black female in your work environment. How was that?
So coming to Middle Georgia was a culture shock. Coming from South Florida, where I call it just another island. And then coming here, I was like, wow. So, of course, the stairs. I started on base when I was 23.
Uh-huh.
And so the stairs, how's she making more than me? And it's like, okay, well, you didn't go to school for that. I did. So definitely coming here, I was more of like, I don't want to stay. When I came, I told my mom, I said, I'm going to do my 2 years on my contract, and I'm out.
Right.
I was on there looking at Tampa and Orlando. But I've learned to have to stand in the pain. Now I feel like I'm respected as a woman engineer. Of course, it's probably still whispers, but the fact that they see that you know your stuff.
Right.
They always feel like women just do something to get to the top.
Right.
Well, now it's like, no, you've seen my awards, you've seen my accolades. I didn't make it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I think the respect, it was something I had to work for.
Okay.
But I have it. And I love it. And just being down to earth too. I mean, a lot of them, I think they secretly love us.
Mm-hmm.
But they're intimidated.
Right.
And so, once they see that you're just like them, I just have that degree. I think it kind of opens them up to be a little bit more understanding and open-minded. So far, so good.
Okay. Well, let's talk about being a mom.
Ooh.
And then a mom to a little, and then your organization. So your daughter is how old?
15.
How old is she in?
10.
10th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so that's a big, it's like a big age gap. Like,
and I tell people all the time, I have no degrees, but because of just living as a mom and dealing with all these different ages, I can tell you. So my 15-year-old, anyone that has a teenager knows.
Yes.
We're in the season of hoodies and 90 degrees.
Yes.
Mom, you don't know anything. The bruh, I always tell people you go from mom to bruh, and it's like, I'm not your friend on the street. But I know they have to navigate so much. And that's what I try to be understand as a mom. It's like, okay, well, I still deserve respect as your mom, but I try to get to their level because what we were raised in is not what they're raised in nowadays.
I know, and so okay, so I wish people were really, well, I wasn't raised like that, but we are back in the 1900s. We can literally say that now, and it seems weird, but
it's true.
I mean, some of the stuff, yes. But we are raised, we have children in a different age, like age range with technology, all this type of stuff. And it is different. Even the food.
Because we used to get up and go outside. Like, my mom used to be like, I was raised in a Pentecostal household, very strict. We were in church probably every day except Mondays. And so it was a little different, but at the same time, my mom was like, go play. You have each other, we'd be in the garage, and you'd want to go out and play. Now the kids are on the video games. They're on the phone, TikTok, YouTube, and this is what they're influenced by, and then even just TV. I see my 2-year-old doing little dances and stuff, and I'm like, where do you even learn this? And even when I post my TikTok videos, there's a lot of times where he's telling me, Mommy, let's go do this, because he's seen it, whether over the shoulder of his brother on his iPad, and he's like, Mommy, let's do this, or he's repeating the commercials he sees, you know, and I'm like, but they pick up so much.
They do.
And we weren't exposed to all that. And it wasn't like it was out there, but it wasn't so televised. Now everything from your gender to being gender neutral. I know I'll say certain stuff and my daughter's like, Mom, don't be ignorant. That's not how you say it. Or it's not a he, it's a she. And I'm like, wait, what? And so she's trying to school me. But I always tell people, I'm like, we can learn so much from our kids. And I try not to be so hard on them because I'm like, I want you guys to just be kids. That's my motto to them all the time. I'm like, before you know it, you're going to deal with drugs, you're going to deal with sex, you're going to deal with hate, race. I'm like, just be a kid.
Right.
Just go to school, get good grades, have fun. Because before you know it, you're going to have to be making adult decisions.
Right.
And so that's my main thing with my 15-year-old, and she is very an introvert. COVID got her like that. And I can't say it's bad and good because at the same time, I hate that she doesn't like to do a lot, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about her being out there in the street.
Okay, yes.
So that's a good thing. And we always have this thing where her friends come to our house.
Right.
She's like, Mommy, can I go? I'm like, you know how I am about sleepovers and stuff? But hey, I have to compromise. They can come here.
Right.
So now I have a fun house.
Yes.
So they come to my house.
Okay.
And I must say my 2-year-old loves it. His best friends are her friends. And then I have the 11-year-old. He actually was home with me. So COVID hit in 2020. He was home with me up until the last year, August. So he was with me for 3 years. So the first time he went back to school was 6th grade. So he left in 2nd, went back in 6th. So I'm like, it's going to be a big shock for you.
Yes.
He's navigating it so well. Straight A's, still very well mannered, good student. And so he's a little different too, just night and day. And then you have the 3-year-old or soon to be 3-year-old that just wants to be like all of them. He's like trying to dress like his brother. He just got his first pair of ripped jeans for his birthday. He was like in La La Land because his brother. And then he wants to be like his sister, So I tell people all the time, being a mother to all of them, I see all the differences. Raised in one household, but 3 different individuals.
Right.
And I can't say one's better than the other. They're just different.
Right.
Very, very different. So, okay. House. Somebody's out there.
I'm gonna let you come on in. Is it going on?
No, it's open.
Yes. I'll see you can come in. Yeah, I'm saying you can come on in. I'll take a pause. Okay. Okay, so with that being said, your mom's group, right?
Oh, my mom's group. Okay.
Yeah, so tell us about Mom to MILF.
Okay, so Mom to MILF, being that I am the child of a preacher, I'm the rebel, or so they like to say.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the oldest girl.
Okay, but you got
my
brother.
Yeah, so there was 4 of us. But it's funny because I'm the oldest girl and I was always the rebel. But our church was super strict. No jewelry, no tattoos, none of that.
Really?
So here I am with like 20-some tattoos.
Really?
Piercings. Yeah. I am. So MILF for me, everybody knows the traditional meaning of MILF. And it's like a mom I like to, mess with. And I was like, you know what? Why does that have to be it? Just kind of like the stereotypes they put on people. I was like, why is it just because this is the acronym that's been given? Does it have to mean that? Why? Right. So me being the rebel that I am was like, you know what? MILF for me is mom in love with what? And for me, it's fitness. I decided that I wanted to get on a fitness journey and start working out. So I got with a coach, started working out, finding myself in the gym more. But I know moms that are in love with food, finance, family, friends. But my main goal is to empower women. You know, it's like we need to fill our cups to be able to pour into our kids.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we're trying to be mothers, but you look at it, they're growing up so quick. And I look at it, I'm like, when my kids are gone, what am I going to be doing? What do I like to do? What? So I try to find that time for me. And so, like, I'm still trying to navigate what I want to do with my group. You know, doing collaborations like this gets the word out, gets people to reach out to me. I love it. But I started a discussion board on Facebook, and I love that some of my moms will put memes. We'll put encouraging words each day. Any event going on in town, I'll share it.
Yes,
and
you
that's
do.
how,
Yes.
yeah, that's how I've been able to meet other moms. So, you know, still kind of building up what exactly I want to do with it. But I wanted in an area where people could reach out to each other, you know, and kind of understand that even if you're a married woman, you still might feel single. Right. You might be the one that's having to take the kids to everything, and you're still overwhelmed.
Right.
So just because you have a man in the house doesn't mean that you're not going through what we might go through as a single mother.
Right.
And then you have the single moms that I admire because their child's father, they do it great. Like the fact that they can go to events together, take trips together, like they are killing it. And I'm like, I admire that. So they're in my group. You know, they can give a different side than maybe the mother that doesn't have that support.
Right.
You know, or like I'm away from my family. You know, I have my brother here and his family, but like my mom, my dad, they're all still in Florida. So when I came here, I literally had to build a family from the base. I remember my emergency contact for my daughter used to be my supervisor because I knew nobody. And so, you know, just trying to be that, you know, building, you know, and you know, you do Single Moms Connect. And so it's something like that where you're able to say, okay, my child's sick today. I don't know what to do. And you don't have to worry about necessarily calling the doctor because we might be going through the same thing. My child might have a runny nose right now. I can put in the group, hey, anybody else a child going through this? And, you know, or hey, let's meet at the park. So I love stuff like that, and so that's what I'm trying to do with my group is build up that community.
Because you did a pickleball, because pickleball is trending.
Yeah,
people get pickleball sets and everything.
And we got two now. So, and that was something I did with my kids.
Right.
So right there, it was something that all of them actually enjoyed. We did a Women Day on base, and my boss said, "Hey, let's do pickleball." And I said, "Wait, what's pickleball?" And she said, "There's courts out in Byron." And so we went on a Women Day, and they taught me, and I said, "Oh, this is fun. Let me try it with the kids." Bought a set off Amazon, took the kids out there, and they loved it. So it became something that we started going out and doing on our Fridays, our Family Fun Fridays. But I was like, this is just a little thing, you know. So I did that with the moms. And I had a group of moms come out, some that I knew, some that I didn't. I went to church with a mom I met through my group. We've had events where we just meet each other. It's not necessarily my event, but just meet each other there. We've encouraged each other over the phone, you know. So stuff like that, I'm actually building. I can say being in Warner Robinson for 14 years, this past year I met more people than I probably met before. Okay. Just from doing my group, going to different events, collaborating. Right. Learning about businesses in town I didn't even know existed, you know. So it's definitely been great. It's been really, looking forward, I have a lot that in my mind I want to do. But, you know, time, you know, money, because I still have to be a mom. And so keeps me so busy. Right, and then your children, because I see you with your son. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's doing. And my daughter's just as bad. So she's in theater with her school, but she's in competition theater. So she auditioned and made advanced theater, which is great. But they practice every day except Sunday and Fridays. So usually after school, I'm picking her up at like 5:30. Saturdays, I'm taking her to practice, and then you saw with my son football. Yes. So football season's about to start back up.
I know, because I said you were like in 2 different states.
Yeah. So I took him, being the Florida State fan, they had a camp in Florida, in Tallahassee. And so we found out after we signed up that he was going to be going to a flag tournament in Alabama. And I'm like, wait, how are we going to work this? So I did my calculations, and so we were able to go to the camp in Tallahassee for 2 hours, then drive to Alabama, do the tournament, and then come back to Georgia that night. Right. So I left my house at 5:30 that morning, got back home at like 11 o'clock that night.
Wow, yeah.
But I don't mind driving. Right. I'm a driver. Okay. Being with family in Florida, I have to get to them. You know, and these plane tickets for 4 people. Right. I say we're getting in the car, we're driving. So driving for me is nothing.
Dedicated mom.
Yeah, I love
dedicated
it.
mom. Yeah, I'm part of your group, and you do recognize different members in there
every Monday.
Right. Yeah. And you send out every Monday, but again, you also post out what's going on, what's happening in our area, which I love. Yeah. So if anybody want to be a part of your Facebook group, somehow they can get there. Okay, so it's probably going to come up weird in the search, but it's Mom to MILF LLC is my actual page. And then the group is Mom to MILF, and it says Women's Empowerment Community in parentheses. So if you have any hard time getting to that, you can also look me up, Martin, Martin, Tina, Tina, and I'll direct you. Just send me a DM. But I'd love to have you, definitely. And I always let me plug this. You don't have to be a birth mom. So I do have people in there fostering, grandparents, aunts, uncles, godparents, anyone that has to deal with a small child. I feel like you're basically a mom.
So I want you to reach out to me if you have any questions. And I'm not licensed for anything. It's just my experiences that we're able to just kind of collaborate and get together and share stories, support.
Yes. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank
you for coming here and being on this in my video series. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course, I love it. And before I get off, I wanted to thank you for having me. You know, I always come bearing gifts. I think that's how we met was a gift, right?
Yes, I won.
Yeah, you won one of my group raffles, but I wanted to bring one of my mugs. So it says "Mom to Milk," and it says "Being the mom you always thought you could be." Okay.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Thank you. Until the next one. Y'all have a great morning or night whenever you watch this video. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, hon. Actually, I think I just signed up with you.
You probably did.
Yeah.
When you said Martin.
Yeah, your face was familiar when I saw you walk in. Here, let me leave the bag with you.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I had this one.
And then we'll take a picture.
Okay.